All right, we're live. This is a new for the month of May. Cinco de Mayo, what do you want to call it? Anyway, this is not mainstream. We're going to do live. We have a new panelist joining us, Amy. Amy, why don't you tell us about yourself? Putting you on
Um,
spot.
yeah, totally. Well, um, why did you do that? You should have warned me that you were going to do this. Well, I guess basically, I met Shane, it's been over a year now,
Hmm.
on through about, I guess it was on a Trump Facebook page.
Yeah, I
And
think it's like what, like I'm in like 20 different Trump pages.
I was too. And then I had to get out of most of them. I think I'm only in a few now because it was to the
Hmm.
point where it was just like trolled constantly. But obviously, I am a Trump supporter and have been. Um, I I never really was into politics before. I was just like I've always voted, but I always voted for who my family was voting for. Like the first time I voted, I was had just turned 18 and I voted for Bush Senior in his second term. And then I'm guilty. I voted for Obama twice.
Naughty, naughty.
Oh, ooh,
But
Naughty,
honestly,
naughty.
ooh. So,
I didn't.
so, okay. Before you continue, if the mainstream media is watching, we have a female who voted for Obama for what, twice? The last two
Yeah, both
times.
terms. Yep.
Now is a Trump supporter. So,
In
man,
my
this is great.
defense, I honestly, I didn't know the first thing about Obama. I asked my brother, I said, who should I vote for? And they're like, Obama. And I'm like, okay, fine. At the time, I just didn't care enough to,
Yeah.
and that's when on that blog post that over the Trump 100 days, I was saying, one of his biggest accomplishments is that he's brought so many people to caring about
Hmm.
what goes on, because like for me I didn't care, and then when he came in I was all
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I mean, before he came in, I didn't care about politics. I didn't even vote it. And he came in and he just made my life even better because I've always wanted, because I've always been a fan of Donald Trump. I mean, I love The Apprentice. I was always a fan, and then like I said, I was a WWE fan, and Trump came in and did the storyline with Vince McMahon, hair versus hair, and whoever lost gets their head shaved. Henry probably remember this because he's a WWE fan too.
Yep, yep.
And then, I consider Trump to be one of my influences in my life, and I just loved him 100%. I did a high school project on him. It was a senior project, and basically what senior project is the very last project you do before you graduate. So I did it on Donald Trump, and one of the questions came up is that if he ever ran for president, would you vote for him? I said yes,
How
Cool.
and
ironic.
he
I
he
think I
ran,
do
he ran,
now.
he ran for president. I voted for him, and he won.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
I remember it was the summer, it was June I believe of 2015,
Hmm.
and it was when he first came out and said that he was running. And I at the time I was at my sister-in-law's house, and her brother is an attorney for uh, some town in New Jersey. I think it's like Patterson. I'm not sure, but he was into politics, and he was laughing, and he's like, "Oh, this is never gonna happen." And I'm like, "Oh no, I think it is."
Oh, I still
So
remember when he first came down them escalators, and then he announced he's running for president. I mean, it was just like Christmas for me because I've always wanted him to run, and he did, and it was just so epic, epic.
Yep, he
yeah,
had.
I would
Yeah.
the past. I remember, when the I don't know, just following the whole election season was just crazy and exciting. Every day there was something new, and then, with the primaries and watching to see if he made it and staying up all night.
Yeah.
It was good times.
Now, were you on the Trump train before or after the primaries?
Before.
So
Yeah,
you was
I found
all in
out.
100%.
Yeah, when I found out he was running, I mean, I don't know. I guess like when it became official is when I was started following him, more and seeing what was going on. Obviously, I don't like, HRC.
The Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah. She was.
All right, so I gotta ask you, Amy, what appealed him for you? What was the appeal for you?
I think it was his personality. I mean, just go F yourself,
Yeah.
And I think that's what got a lot of people is because he came off as, one of us, obviously he is, but he isn't, he is a billionaire and he is in a different class than we are, but he knew how to, art of the deal. He knew how to do it and he did it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just liked how he talked. I liked how he talked shit about everybody. It was just so funny. I like this is great.
I mean, it was like it was nothing we have ever seen before,
No.
and we live through history right now.
Yep, we have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a great time to be alive. That's for sure. And there's something new every day. Like I was telling Shane earlier, I can't even keep up. Every time I turn around, there's something new, and it's just.
Yeah. And this has been a big week.
Yeah, it's been a huge week. But before we get into it, we got some huge news that just came in across the aisle a couple of minutes ago, probably within an hour. So the French presidential election is this Sunday. And what happened was a big bombshell, a huge bombshell, a big league bombshell.
Big league or big league?
Either or.
Big league. Yeah.
Either or. So one of the French presidential candidates, not Marie Le Pen, but Emmanuel Macron, one of the anyway, him and his campaign's emails got hacked.
Oh, the Russians did it, right?
Exactly, the Russians did it. So if and I hope to God Marie Le Pen wins Sunday, and when she does win. Is the election Sunday, Henry? That's what I've been hearing.
It's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a weird day to have it.
Yeah, it is a weird day.
Yeah.
But if / when Marie Le Pen wins, they're going to use this as the Russian narrative again.
Oh yeah.
Even though Obama came out just a few days ago on video endorsing Emmanuel Macron.
Of course.
And it's like he's a hypocrite because he complained and bitched and moaned about the Russians interfering, and he's the one that's interfering in the French election that he has no business in interfering in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right.
I think he's paid to do that. I really do.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he took $400,000 for a Wall Street speech. So
yeah.
That really pissed me off when I found that out.
What is your last name? I was gonna say if you were on Facebook. Are you on Facebook?
I sent you a friend request the other day. You should have it.
You did? Okay, I'll check it.
That was me. You should have like a picture of the sky.
Now your last name is
Warren.
It's
right?
Warren.
No, wearing. Like, what are you wearing?
Wearing. As in W-A-R-I. Well, there's several Amy Warings.
Yeah, but you should have a friend request.
I may have accidentally deleted it. Oh no.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, Henry.
I sent Nikki one and she accepted it.
I didn't know who you were, because
Well, Henry, I told you about her last week. That she's
I've been getting these spam messages and stuff, and also stalkers. So that's why I'm.
You have a stalker?
Yeah.
Is
An
it he or
online
she?
stalker.
He or she?
I can't tell.
Yeah. Or he, she.
It's
Kind
both.
of ask nowadays.
It's both.
Yeah, it's both.
Who knows?
But yeah, what was I gonna say? I'm hoping for the best with with Le Pen. I mean, because she's like the female. We've said before on this show, Shane. She's like the female Trump. I mean, she's very much. She very much cares about the people of France and everything, and
yeah, and the mainstream media is building these two up to be outsiders, and Marie Le Pen is the only outsider. I mean, because this Emmanuel Macron, I mean, Obama is endorsing him. Obama called him the night after the round 1 of elections. I mean, this dude is not an outsider. He claims to be an outsider, but he's not.
When you say outsider, I'm just curious. What is your definition of an outsider?
My definition of an outsider is like he's not in with the big league boys. He's not in with the John McCain's. He's not in with the Paul Rhinos. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. He's not in with the Lindsey Grahams. He's not in with the Obamas. He's not in with the Bush family. He's not in with the Clinton dynasty. The real outsider, I mean, is like who's never been done this before, who's never had taken money from any of these people.
Yeah, I don't think people understand, when you say how everybody says, oh, Donald Trump is an outsider, and then you have people that say, oh, no, he's not. He wouldn't even be able to get where he is if he wasn't an outsider. And then it's like trying to talk to people with that mindset is literally impossible. Especially you, Shane, on your Facebook. Boy, I gotta stay off of it. I just got to.
My Facebook is like epic. It's so epic. I mean, Henry probably seen it. Amy, you know all the stuff I post.
Okay, Amy, I found you through Nikki, so I've added you on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually using my phone right now for this. I wasn't planning on it, but it didn't work out the way I had hoped. So
yeah,
I'll have to do that after.
So let's get into the big news of the week. Oh my goodness!
So there was so many big news this week. James Comey went before the FBI, went before Congress and testified again about intelligence porn, and that was his exact quote: "Intelligence porn. WikiLeaks is just intelligence porn." We also had a big development in healthcare. Let's start with healthcare because that's the main topic that everybody's been talking about recently. It's in the beginning stages, and will it pass Senate? Yes or no? Because everybody is saying, "Oh, Obamacare is dead." Well, yeah, it is dead, but the whole, I guess you can call it Trump care now. I have no idea what they call it. So I'm going to say Trump care. The whole Trump care has not passed Senate yet. It has to get through Senate before it can be approved. It's just only passed that vote block. Senate, it's got to pass the Senate. It hasn't passed Senate yet.
That's very true.
I honestly, I didn't really, I mean, I know that Trump, that they all agreed or voted to get rid of Obamacare, but I don't think an actual plan has been laid out yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I don't think so. So when people are talking about, oh, this and that, there's not even a plan out. So it's, hard. I don't see how people can draw a conclusion already when they don't even know because it's not even put forward. All that happened is that Obamacare will be going away.
Yeah. And then not only that, you have the mainstream media that's, in the back pockets of these politicians and lobbyists and groups scaring the shit out of these people saying, oh, you're going to die. You're not going to have health care and you're not going to be covered anymore. I mean, it's just so ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Well, Shane knows I'm a medical biller. That's what I do. So I deal with this every day, all day. And I'm not saying that Obamacare doesn't have some good parts to it. It has some. but the overall picture, no.
Mm-hmm.
No, it needs to go.
Yeah.
It would make my life a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't think anybody's going to die. But that's what the mainstream does, is they work on people's emotions. I mean, that's what they do. They put out, like, you know, certain headlines, or they'll say certain things, and people get so angry and fueled on it. That's what causes, you know, when all the division, because they're the ones who promote it. And you know, people. Okay, let me just give you an example. I was on Twitter the other day, and one of the sites that I follow, what one is it? I think it's the Spectre Index report, and I've always followed them, and I'm not really sure who is behind that, or I never really looked into that. But everything they put out is always accurate. I haven't came across one post, and I was reading the comments on there, and there was people asking, well, what's your source? And it's like, they are the source. You know, it's like, if we put something out original, people aren't going to believe us unless we tag it with a mainstream, even if it's not, you know, CNN or whatever. If we don't tag it to something, people aren't going to believe it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem.
Well, and here's the thing: the mainstream media trustworthy rate is at an all-time low. Nobody trusts the media anymore, and which is really shocking, because and confusing, is that because you have people that doesn't trust the mainstream media anymore, even though they still source mainstream media into thinking that it's real.
Yeah, talking about
If you understand what I mean.
Talking about the fake news. Oh yeah, fake news. I mean, that's what it all is. I mean, Trump is exactly correct about them, and I love the fact that he trolled that one that guy from Face the Nation, Defaced the Nation.
Yeah, I saw that interview. That was epic.
Oh, I didn't see that. What happened?
He was in a sit-down interview with CNN. I forgot.
No, it was CBS.
CBS. They're all the same to me. CBS. What was it?
Okay.
John Dickerson?
John Dickerson.
Yeah, John Dickerson. And he said, "Oh no, I love your show. I call it Deface the Nation."
I don't know.
The guy wasn't too happy. The guy wasn't too happy about that, and basically later.
Did you see it later on when they was in the Oval Office? And he kept pressuring him into answering this question, and Donald Trump was saying, "No, I'm not going to answer it. We're going to end the interview right now."
Yep.
Did y'all see where Sean Spicer walked out of the press briefing?
Yeah.
That was pretty. It was weird because I clicked onto it, and there was another guy speaking. So I guess I had missed the first part where he walked out.
I think Mick Mulvaney was the one that's speaking.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's not Sean Spicer. It's like, am I going crazy? Who is this guy? But yeah, the reporters weren't happy that he did that.
I don't blame him.
Did they get their little fee-fees hurt?
I think so.
Wouldn't surprise me. They probably went crying.
Well, I don't know how Sean Spicer does it.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean,
I couldn't do it.
If I was Trump, I think Trump should start doing press conferences on his own. I think that'd be even better.
Yep.
You know what surprises me is that it's like almost everybody in that press room, they're all against them. And it's like, where are the good people at? You know, where are the independent people? It's like, you can't get in there, and I don't understand that. I feel like there should be more independent media in there that actually represent the people and not the corporation.
Well, actually, Mike Cernovich was actually in the press briefing room last week.
Okay, now who does he work for?
He's an independent journalist.
He's independent?
Yeah, and he's really great. He is really great. Mike Cernovich,
Yeah, I see that you retweet
CERNOVICH.
some of his stuff. I wasn't really sure who he was. I know that I think I saw something where he put a book out, but
So let's see, healthcare. Well, will it pass the Senate? That's a really good question. I gotta say that's an excellent question. I really don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Amy, what do you think?
it depends. It's hard to say because I mean, honestly, all those people in there are not the best people. So it's probably whoever pays them the most money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, in a real world, and things were not as messed up as they are, as far as like our, the Senate and everything. Yeah, it should pass. I think it will. I don't know about the first time around, but it will eventually get passed. And even if it doesn't, Obamacare is going to fail because the insurance companies don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, and we talked about Obamacare, I think either last week or the week before, and I said, you know what Trump needs to do is just let Obamacare explode.
Yeah.
Let it explode, and so that he won't have his hands on with it.
Well, one thing okay, I'm going to go back a little bit on the insurance with Obamacare and tell you a little bit of a background as to what happened. With Obamacare, the way that it's set up is these people, they buy the plan. They had, like, they'll fill out their paperwork, they'll pay, a month or two premium. I'm not sure because I don't have Obamacare, but they'll show active. Okay, let's say they go to their doctor. When they check into their doctor and their doctor's office runs their eligibility, it shows that they're active because they are active. Well, then, 2 weeks later, we'll get a note from, the insurance company saying that, the patient is in a grace period. If they don't pay, their premium by, such and such date, your claim's not going to be covered. So basically, the doctors see the patient with the understanding that they have insurance coverage, and then, the claim denies because the patient never paid their premium. Then the patient doesn't pay at all. So the doctors wind up eating that. And so now we have doctors who don't want to take Obamacare because of that. Because, when you come in and we run the eligibility and it's active, we have to see we can't charge them. So, 2 months down the line, when it comes back, the patient never paid the premium, the claim doesn't get paid. And I'm not just talking like office visit. This goes for like surgeries and all kind. I mean, high dollar, procedures. I mean, they get very pricey, especially, depending on what the problem is with the patient. But you can't collect up front if they have insurance because it's against contract. So now the doctors don't want to take it because the patients are never going to pay. So they're basically doing and seeing these patients for free ultimately, unless, they actually pay their premium and they continue their coverage. But if they don't, then you're SOL.
Exactly, and the premium is so freaking high, nobody can pay it.
No. And then you have your premium, but even after you pay your premium, when you go to the doctor, you have a copay, you have deductibles, you have all the other stuff. So if you have a $3,000 deductible, you can pay your premium, but you're still responsible to pay $3,000 until your claims are going to be paid. I mean, it's almost cheaper not to have insurance for somebody, say, like us. Well, I mean, I don't really have any major healthcare problems, but the only reason I have insurance is because my job offers it. But if I didn't have that choice, I wouldn't be able to afford insurance, and there wouldn't be no point. It would be cheaper for me to pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see here. I thought I saw a article yesterday or somewhere about Jake Tapper from CNN actually telling the truth for the very first time about Obamacare. And he said, and he highlighted all the lies about Obamacare, saying you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan, and all that. And I can't find it, but if I do, there's actually a video. I'll share the video in the link in the description link. But it's actually Jake Tapper is actually telling the truth about the whole lies of keeping your plan, keeping a doctor, and all that. So that is shocking for me to see that.
I mean, usually he's very much a leftist propagandist. Usually, yeah. But as all of them are on CNN, basically, yeah.
Let's see here.
There is something it was a while back, but it was. Let me see if I can find it. It was one of the people that actually, because Obama didn't write this healthcare plan. He had people do it for him. But one of the people that wrote the plan, I remember they had done some type of interview, and the guy actually said that it was set up to fail. And I mean, this was a while ago, so I can't really. I'm gonna see if I can find that. But I remember that, and I was
that was probably Gruber.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but I definitely remember it.
Yeah, it was always designed to fail anyway. I mean, there's no question.
Yeah, it was designed to make it a single payer tax plan.
See my dog. This is Max.
Oh. But I think
he likes Trump.
Heads for Trump.
What?
He wants to be on the internet. He wants to be on TV.
I think he needs to go outside.
I guess it's the fake news media has been talking about how, and of course the left has been lying about the new healthcare plan not covering pre-existing conditions and all this stuff.
It's going to cover pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, when you post it, or what was it? You're not going to die. There's people going crazy on.
Yeah, I know. I know how to get these people upset and get run into their safe spaces.
Yeah, they gotta have their ponies, and they gotta have their
coloring books and
coloring books and crayons.
Shane, are these really your friends? I mean,
they're Facebook. They're not real life friends. They're Facebook friends.
I gotcha.
Well, most of the people that I know, I've known them for a long time from school, or I've actually met them in person. So
yeah, I had I think like 210 people on my Facebook, and I literally know every single one. I mean, it's from people I grew up with to my family. I think there's maybe a couple that I met. I don't know, on some different sites. I don't know. It's like one it was on some type of science, and then you're posting, and then you agree, and then they send you a friend request, and then you kind of just you're friends.
Well, I guess
I have deleted a bunch of people. That's for sure.
What's funny is like when let's say you're friends with somebody and they're a leftist, and then they find out you're a conservative, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm dropping you as a friend," over political.
It's
like
funny
the election that happened to me.
Over political opinion of all things.
Yeah, I actually posted.
I have a lot of people who that I am friends with, and I do know that absolutely do not like Trump. But most of the time they stay off of my posts because I think they know better.
Yeah, they don't stay off of mine.
No,
which
is
they really, don't. Really freaking hilarious because I can push some buttons.
That one lady though, Oh, I had to. I couldn't do it. I just was like, whatever.
All right. I actually posted a picture like a long time ago about if a friend on Facebook defriends you, they want to approve of freedom of speech. And this is like an urban fact, if I can find it. But as soon as I find it, I'll show it to you. But I got some news. So earlier this week, Stephen Colbert did a, I guess you can call it comedy sketch with him and Trump. And basically, Stephen Colbert called Donald Trump, what was the term? Cockholster. Yeah. So did you hear about this, Amy?
Was that
Yes, I
is
did.
that where it was fire such and such over that homophobic joke, or is this something different?
Yeah. This is it. This is the homophobic Stephen
Okay.
Colbert joke.
Okay.
Okay. First off, it wasn't that funny. It wasn't funny at all. I mean, it was not funny at all. It was just horrible. But however, I've got a link right here from the Hill, and it says the FCC is going to investigate and take appropriate action on the Colbert's Trump rant. So the FCC chairman is promising to take a appropriate action, follow comprehensive investigation of Colbert's remarks. They're going to determine whether it's obscene.
Well, they should also look at CNN. I mean, remember a few months ago, CNN actually posted, or they had Madonna's
Hold on,
comments
I'll be
from
right
that.
back. I'm just gonna let my dog out.
Okay. They had Madonna's comments from that women's march, uncut and uncensored, until they finally said, "Okay, now we're gonna go to."
Yeah.
So they need to look at CNN.
No, they need to find CNN.
They do.
They need to find CNN, and it's hard for Stephen Colbert because he's a comedian. Comedian. Let me put that in quotes. But I don't think he should be fired or lose his job over this. But I think he should just be fined. Fine him and get it over with.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to be careful when you're walking the fine line as far as censorship and all that. You have to be.
Yeah.
We don't want to censor anybody's freedom of speech.
Yeah, we're not Berkeley.
No, yeah, I don't think he should be fired. I don't think it was funny at all either. But if you can't say what's in your mind, are you really free? I mean,
yeah.
Even everything is offensive anymore. Everything, and you have to actually watch what you say. And I don't think that's free. That's not free to me. I shouldn't have to, say, oh, I can't say this or I can't say that. I can't call. I don't like that. I don't like having to, think about what I'm going to say so I don't get myself in trouble.
Yeah, but it does show a complete double standard between liberals and conservatives. Let's say if one of us said that, I mean, we would be taken off the air completely.
Yeah, we would. We would, but I mean, Colbert. I mean, I guess it's perfectly okay for him to do it. I don't know.
Look at that girl. What's her name? Tommy
Lauren. Yeah.
I mean, people flipped out over what she said. I mean, how do y'all feel about what happened with her?
Oh yeah, she got screwed. But I think she won the settlement.
I believe she did, and
she got control of her Facebook back.
Most likely, she's going to go independent. I don't really foresee her joining Fox News. I mean, they've already got, they got their prime time lineup pretty much set. So, and I don't think she would want to be just another face in the crowd or another,
I'll say you should probably start up a YouTube or a podcast or something.
Yeah, well, that's what Bill O'Reilly's doing. He's
I got kids in the background.
Isn't Bill O'Reilly the one that got the harassment thing like last week?
Yep. Yep.
Did he? What was that? Because he said somebody's hair was nice.
Was that Bill O'Reilly or was that Sean Hannity? Because I know Sean Hannity got something and then she walked back the whole comments. But Bill O'Reilly is supposed to be a groper and saying, I like your hair and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's never been proven.
I mean, I don't think that's sexual harassment to tell somebody they have nice hair. Now, if you start touching a woman's hair without their permission, that may be a little creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there was the supposed thing that happened in 2004 with O'Reilly, where he supposedly called a woman and talked about loofahs and all that, or falafel, using a falafel.
I thought that was Pat O'Brien.
No, that was O'Reilly, supposedly.
Well, O'Reilly's been through a lot worse, so I'm not going to see anything, major happening out of this.
Yeah, I mean, he's already moved on. I mean, but think about this. He was, he was Fox News basically. He was the #1 personality on there. He got all the ratings, basically. Especially
but Tucker is taking that spot, and he's going to roll with it.
Especially in that time slot. I mean, he was #1 in his time slot.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Okay, so I came across a weird, funny article, I guess you can call it. So ISIS is telling people in Europe and America to basically rob gun stores.
Okay.
What?
All right, let me see if I can pull up the article.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Trump was tweeting an hour ago.
That's what every morning I wake up, I go to my phone, I go on Twitter and look at Trump's tweets.
An hour ago he said, wow, the fake news media did everything in its power to make the Republican healthcare victory look as bad as possible. Far better than Obamacare.
Mm-hmm. I agree with him on that.
All right, I found the article.
Go ahead. Why is it that fake news rarely reports Obamacare is on its last legs and that the insurance companies are fleeing for their lives? It's dead.
Amy, I'm sure you can attest to that.
Yeah.
Since you work in medical stuff.
No, it really is.
But right here on Daily Caller, ISIS tell jihadists to attack U.S. gun store owners as a way to acquire firearms. ISIS is suggesting jihadists attack gun shop owners as closing their businesses at the end of the day as a means of acquiring firearms.
I'm like, hello, moron. They're going to be armed. Hello.
And it goes on, but I'm not going to read all of it. But I'll
McFly, hello.
But go ahead and try that, and you just help Trump basically eradicate ISIS.
You don't think gun shop owners are armed?
Armed and dangerous.
Hopefully everybody is.
No, I got my concealed license, so.
I got pepper spray in my car, and it works.
No. Oh, so that was you pepper spraying the protesters the other day.
Oh yeah. No, I pepper sprayed myself.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was an accident. I thought the can was empty. So I'm like sitting and I was at the gas station and I'm like it felt empty, so I'm shaking and I'm like, so I sprayed it not realizing my AC was on and I sprayed it and it just came right back in my eyes. And I was literally blind for like 3 minutes. So I'm like, okay, well, if I ever get attacked, I have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So that gives me some time to get ready or whatever.
All right, so the other big news is the government budget. So the government avoided a shutdown until September, and they approved the budget for $1 trillion.
Wow. Didn't give me that.
So what do you think about the government budget?
Me?
Henry, let's go with Henry first.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, we certainly do need a budget, and we never had a budget under President Obama. So, you know, I would rather see this, you know, happen. You know, where we finally have a freaking budget.
Yeah. And here's the thing about this budget is that the Chuck Schumer, Count Dracula, the Dracula Chuck Schumer, came out and said this is a win for the Democrats.
Oh, of course.
Nancy Pelosi, crazy eye Nancy, also came out and said that. And I think I haven't heard anything about the Crypt Keeper yet. The Crypt Keeper, Maxine Waters, but
the one with the James Brown hair.
Oh,
James
man,
Brown.
I don't even like looking at pictures of her.
The James Brown wig.
Now, all right, Henry, I'm going to have to fire you because of that. But they all came out and said this is a win. Here's the thing. If Trump had a government shutdown within his 100 days, there would be riding his ass on him and say, oh, he can't govern. He can't govern. He can't do this. He can't do that. He's got a government shutdown and all that. So I'm glad he avoided that government shutdown because we'd never hear the end of that.
You know, okay, I found a list of what the president actually can do without having congressional approval. Because when remember how, you know, everybody was really pissed off about how the judges are blocking this and that. And I did see a lot of people say, well, what's the point of having a president if he can't do this and that? And the actual things that he can do without congressional approval is very, very small. Very small. The only thing the president can do, it says, is he can negotiate treaties, he can meet with foreign leaders, recommend legislation to Congress, sign into bills passed by Congress, veto bills passed by Congress, grant pardons, and send troops overseas. Those are the only things that the president can do without approval. So everything else has to go through all of that nonsense.
Congress and Senate and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think if you watch Schoolhouse Rock as a kid, I think you should understand how a bill becomes a law and what kind of power the president has.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that though.
Yeah, exactly. They don't teach civics in school anymore.
Yeah, I don't think people pay attention, nor do they care. But he really can't do much without, and I think that's why it's so important that, you know, we have as many Republicans, you know, taking those seats, so that it is easier to pass some of these bills, because you got, you know, your Democrats that are gonna turn them down every chance they get.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
And plus, this explains why Trump hasn't done much as he can do within his 100 days. I mean, he's got blocks, he's got obstruction and all this and that, and federal judges and lawsuits. I mean, give him time, people. He will proceed and be one of the greatest presidents in history.
Which is, I mean, which is interesting because the ones he's being blocked by most are the friggin' Democrats.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And the Paul Rhinos.
Marco,
yeah.
Rubio. Yeah, I saw where Marco.
Little Marco. Little
Marco,
yeah.
yep.
Little Marco. I feel so sorry for you, Amy, living in Little Marco territory.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm very far from him. He's in South Florida. I'm northern Florida, northern central. I don't have to deal with Miami at all.
But as I was saying with this government budget, it's a positive that the government did not shut down for Trump, because you never hear the end of it on the mainstream media.
Oh yeah, it would be his fault.
Yeah, they would totally blame him. So we just have to wait until September and see what happens and goes from there. And see what goes from there.
Yep, that's true. And yeah, and you know, of course, yes, they would blame him. Like, oh, it's his fault. He did it.
Yeah, you have Count Dracula, Chuck Schumer up there and say, well, he can't govern, and Nancy Pelosi be up there, well, President Trump, he can't govern.
I can't believe people even listen to those people. It's like anybody with a brain. Oh my gosh, I get so pissed.
It's okay. It's okay. We get pissed a lot on here too.
No, they'd be crazy out, Nancy. He just can't govern. I just cannot work with President Bush.
It's President Trump, Nancy. It's not 8 years ago.
He is her president because she still lives here, you know. So, President Trump signed 2 executive orders this week.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one that I really liked.
Religious freedom.
Yes, yeah. Yesterday he did the executive order promoting free speech and religious liberty. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's great. Does that protect freedom of speech on college campuses?
I may have some background noise for a second.
I see somebody in the background.
Yeah.
No, that's Noah. He said if we go viral, I have to give him a shout out for his YouTube channel.
Go ahead and give him a shout out.
No, he doesn't want me. He was trying to do some gaming channel, you know. He tries.
Well, you know, I'm sure it'll go well. However, YouTube is censoring everybody.
Those, Roman Atwood type people. Okay, I'm gonna leave him alone.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, "I'm dead. I'm done."
Hey, tell him don't worry because no one's watching.
We don't have any viewers.
No.
What?
I'll blame YouTube. It's all right.
Why don't y'all
We get
watch so we have some viewers?
we actually get more viewers after the airing.
He's gonna go watch Roman Atwood. Did you go? I can't believe we don't have anybody watching. That's terrible.
No, that's okay because I actually see more viewers after the airing of this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What are you streaming on?
YouTube.
Kids watching.
Well, nobody's watching right now. Social studies. Well, you're in civics. You should be able to contribute a little bit.
I want to. I hate it.
He hates civics.
Hey, civics.
Yeah, I have
is
to watch out for that civics teacher because she'll some of the things that he comes home and tells me, I'm just like, what? That's not right.
I don't tell you nothing.
Yes, you do. One thing is something.
About detention.
Whatever. Go.
No, this is fun. Amy, you are terrific.
Yeah.
And you fit right in with us.
Good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch those Bigfoot things.
Yeah, I'll give you the link to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be so cool if we actually could like go out and like hunt for them ourselves? That's what I want to do. I hate watching people do it. I want to go do it myself. That would be awesome.
All right. So, speaking of Bigfoot, since we're on the topic, tomorrow night we are doing like a 3-hour, 4-hour live conference, me and Henry, and it's going to be a whole bunch of speakers, and it's a web conference by Tracy Arnold. And Amy, you're welcome to watch.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh, well, what time?
5 to 9.
Okay. I'll probably catch maybe the later end of it because I know that I am going out for a little bit tomorrow for my birthday. So maybe when I get home, if it's still going on, I'll jump in and watch y'all.
All right, sounds good. But going back to the news, James Comey testify again. And I saw a little bit of it, and I saw where he says that he felt a little nauseous if he would have, if he was the one that interfered in the election and changed the outcome of it.
He's retarded. I'm sorry. He's so stupid. I don't know why Trump just didn't get rid of him. I mean, I don't understand why he's even still there. He's obviously incompetent and doesn't know what he's doing.
Here's the thing: if he can't handle the email investigation correctly, what makes you think he's going to handle it?
He can't. I mean,
But here's the thing, Amy. If Trump just went on ahead and up and fire him, doing that during the investigation, the fake Russian investigation, is going to raise some major red flags. So he has to wait until this whole investigation is completely done and over with before
I thought
he
it
can
was done. It's not done yet.
Oh no, it's not done yet. It's still ongoing, and they haven't even released any fraction of evidence that Russia's ever did this, interfered in the election.
Did you guys get the chance to go to a rally? Like when?
Oh, I wish I would have.
Okay, I did go to one. I went to the one that was here in Ocala. I don't live in Ocala. I actually live in the town before, but it wasn't that far. And I've never seen. We have kind of a small town.
Mhm.
I've never seen so many people wait to get into that. It was at the Livestock Pavilion. I mean, the line. It was incredible, and that's why I laugh because when you're watching all of these rallies and you see all these people, how in the hell are the Russians hacking anything? How are they persuading our people?
Exactly.
I mean, really, does anybody
if you look at these anti-Antifa members, the fascists, anti-fascist fascists, you see the communist red flag of Russia. You're waving in the background. I mean, come on. Associated with Russia is the communists and those communist groups.
And when you hear those people talk, it's like they're on another planet. It's like, what reality are they even living in? Because it's not ours.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Very
the
true.
living Walking Dead. They are so zombified.
Yes. I agree. At worst, because they're not actually zombies.
There's actually a joke going around on the internet. It was either to Nancy Pelosi or Maxine Waters, and they said that even Rick Grimes would even shoot that.
Oh, that's so funny. I'll have to send you the picture. I have like this meme where it has where it says Rick Grimes 2017 with them like as a political them two, president and VP. That was so funny. I was like, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. I love The Walking Dead too.
Oh, we actually do a show of The Walking Dead, and we discuss The Walking Dead.
I'm on that one. I'm on that one.
We discuss. Do you watch Better Call Saul?
No, I do not know.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I have not.
Okay. After you do this, go on Netflix and watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I've been told to do that. I don't know. It's just I don't know if I want to watch somebody making drugs.
It's it's okay. It's a great show. You need to watch.
I heard that it's a teacher or a chemist or somebody who,
All right, so
created
it's
this
basically
big.
a high school chemistry teacher. He succumbs to cancer, lung cancer. So what he does is he starts to make meth to provide for his family, and his sidekick is a former student of his, turned meth dealer Jesse Pinkman, and the main character is Walter White.
How many
Yep.
seasons of Breaking Bad is there?
5 seasons,
5.
62 episodes.
Okay, so I could binge watch
You can
it.
binge watch that in a week.
That's what I did. See, I didn't
I
watch
like
it.
binge. Yeah.
I didn't
I
watch
did
it.
that with Stranger Things. Have y'all seen Stranger Things yet?
No.
You told me to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
You got to watch. Hey, if I have to get off and go watch Breaking Bad, you gotta get off and go watch Stranger Things.
All right, it's a deal. I'll watch Stranger
Okay.
Things tonight. You watch the very first season of Breaking Bad. The very first season is only 7 episodes.
Well, I don't know if I could do 7 in one night. I'll pass out before then. I could maybe do 2.
All right, do 2.
Okay, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Okay, that sounds good.
So
What
let's
else?
see.
What else is in the news?
Let's see. She was the chief
I got some
usher.
good ones. I got a good one before we get
Okay.
to that one.
Yeah.
So, the Charlotte Observer from North Carolina, some bill passed. And North Carolina House passed Bill HB 330, allowing drivers to legally drive through protesters who's blocking the road.
Yeah.
Florida
Make
passed
that.
Come on, Florida.
Make that nationwide.
West Virginia too.
Yeah, exactly. Make it
Mississippi,
nationwide.
yeah.
Well, if my internet works, I'll read the article.
We already have open carry here. Why not?
Exactly. Drive through the protesters and you have guns going off. Oh my
What
God.
annoys me? I'm sorry to get off topic, but when I'm driving home and there's a sidewalk and we have a bicycle person on the road instead of the sidewalk, that shit pisses me off. I'm just like, get over it, because they start swerving and they're all drunk or something, and I'm like, man,
I don't blame you.
I have it right. So yeah, let me come across a protester. I'd be like, see ya.
Yeah.
All right. So as soon as this article, go ahead, Henry, and talk about the White House officer.
Yeah. Well, apparently she was fired today, and they gave no reason why. She turned. Of course, she was a woman. She was the second African American chief usher at the White House.
Very first woman too.
Very first woman. Yeah. There was a black man before her who was the chief usher. He was hired by I think it was George W. Bush, and then he lost. I don't know if he was fired or if he left the position or what. So now Obama hired this woman, see, in 2011, and of course, I know the left is going to be like, oh, it's just because she's black, and it's because she's a woman.
It's racism and sexism.
Yeah.
All rolled into one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a regular thing. It's normal, so there's nothing really much to read into it.
Every administration, every presidential administration, they change. They change up their staff. They change up positions and things like that.
It's very normal, very regulatory. I mean, nothing really to.
I mean, but these people, obviously, the Obama administration, Obama and Trump are night and day. I mean, why would they even want to be there?
Yeah.
You know, I know Shane. Henry. I don't know what outlets you like or don't like, but I know Shane's not a fan of the AP. But 27 minutes ago, they tweeted out Obama White House officials point to early warning sign about Trump's advisor Mike Flynn and Russian official. So there's still going on about this Russian thing.
Oh yeah. I don't think we're
About
going to
Susan
see
Rice?
that.
Supposed to testify this Monday. I think it's Sally Yates, the fired attorney general
Mm.
that Trump fired way back in
Yeah,
February.
because she didn't want to do her job.
Yeah, exactly.
Fired
If you
her
don't
This
if
is
you
Trump
don't do
right
your
here.
job, of course you're gonna get fired.
This is Trump right here. You're fired. You're fired.
Exactly. You're
You
fired.
have
Yeah.
If you
to.
don't do your job,
I
you're gonna
mean,
get fired.
if you're not with us, you're against us, and you got to go.
Yep. That's right.
I mean, that goes for any business.
Absolutely.
It's not just Trump. I mean, if you have an employee that refuses to do their job, are you going to let them stay or are you going to fire them?
Well, speaking of jobs, this past Monday was a day without illegal immigrants, or a day without immigrants.
Yeah.
A day of unemployment on the 2nd. I mean, a whole bunch of people took the day off from work. I'm sure they got fired unless their employee is super liberal and they went on ahead with it. But if you take the day off without notifying your employee, of course you're going to be fired.
Yeah. It was the
Yeah.
same thing for that Women's Day a couple months ago, where all these women took off because
Amy,
they're a woman.
you're new here. I have to ask you, what did you thought of that Women's March?
Really.
Yeah.
I think they're idiots. I mean, who walks around with a vagina on your head? I mean, what kind of woman does that? I would never do that. I don't even know anybody personally that would do that. So to imagine more than 5, I mean, there was hundreds of them. It was ridiculous. I don't know where these people.
Oh, they were busted
I don't
in.
know what they're eating or drinking. I don't know.
They
There's
were
something wrong with them.
paid and they were busted in by George Soros and his groups and his communist groups. But when we was talking about the Women's March, I was like, that is the most offensive thing I've ever seen to women.
I was offended. And it's not okay for me to be offended. Everybody else gets offended, but when you actually have a reason to be offended, I work my ass off. I mean, I work 40 plus hours a week. I don't have the luxury of taking off because I'm a woman. I still have a family to provide for. Just that's what you do. I mean, that's just when you become a mom and you have to. So being a woman doesn't give you an excuse to take a day off and go march with vaginas on your head. I mean, if I'm taking a day off, I'm going to the beach. Sorry.
How would this be if you saw millions of men marching with dick costumes on their heads? I mean,
oh, Shane, there was somebody the other day at one of these the May Day there was a dude that had a dick on his head. It was really funny. I'm like, yeah, you tell him.
I mean, and plus these women, I mean, they're not the best looking women in the world, to be honest with you.
Not only were there women wearing pussy hats, they were wearing vagina costumes, of all things.
And one of them had like a little kid in front of him. And it's like, God help that child. I mean, I can imagine her. Because they're going to grow up to be just like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they start these kids out young. They start them out young.
Yeah, that's terrible. Even if I wasn't into politics or whatever, I mean, that's just morals. You just don't do that. It's just not right or acceptable.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that airline attendant yesterday, when that post about Delta making that guy get off, the flight attendant's like, well, you're gonna be arrested and your children are gonna be in UCF. And I'm thinking, what did he do wrong for his children? I mean, why would you even say that? But yet you have women in vagina costumes with little kids. It's like,
Yeah.
if anybody needs their kids taken away, it's those people.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I approve of that completely. I mean, I don't want my
Now,
kids
see-
to be around that.
Now, see, it's a good thing that I fly Southwest.
They don't beat their customers.
Where they, yeah,
I don't fly
exactly.
no
They don't
plane.
beat their customers.
Oh yeah, I don't fly either. I've never flown a plane.
Can't. No.
I've never flown ever.
The last time I flew was the April before 9/11, and I went to New York, and I actually was on top of the World Trade Center, and I have pictures still of that. And after that happened, I was like, I was just there.
Mhm.
It was the most. Shane, how old were you when that happened?
I am
9/11?
23 now,
Okay.
so I was young. I was way young. I think I was in third grade.
I'm
I was in-
47.
I think I was-
I was 31 when that happens. I'm 47 now, so
Oh wow, you don't look 47.
I've been told that. I've been told I don't look
You
47.
look very young. Yeah, I was in 10th grade, I think, and they had in school. It was all over the TVs, and I remember just sitting there in awe. It was an insane day. It was definitely a day I'll never forget, especially
Mhm.
for the fact that I was on top of the observation center. It's like we went to the Statue of Liberty, the World Trade Center. I mean, we did all of it. And that was only a few months prior. So when that happened, I kept thinking, I'm like, thank God that didn't happen when I was there. And it
Mhm.
totally flipped me out. And I will never go on a plane again. I mean, never, unless my life depended on it.
Oh, I've never flown a plane, and I'm not planning on anytime soon because you got TSA, you got all these regulations, and it's just.
Well,
and-
usually I fly to these Bigfoot conferences. That's I've been to the Pacific Northwest a few times. I've been to Ohio several times. I've been to Oklahoma once.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So you're cool with flying?
Yeah, because I know, hey, you're going to go one way or the other. At some point, you're going to go.
Yeah, but
So,
the fact of if you did go in a plane, you have a couple minutes to know that you're going, and that's if I'm gonna go, I want to go real quick. I don't want to have to think about it.
I understand.
True. I just hate the whole TSA touching people and everything. I mean, it's just too extreme. And now you got these airlines that likes to beat their own customers up. And then I mean, what's the deal with these airlines now? I mean, first a guy got beaten up by airport security. Another woman got a stroller hidden or something like that on there. The rabbit that died that was actually cremated and wasn't allowed to be. That was like some fishy. Okay, so what happened was that the rabbit died in the cargo hold, I think, and the airline.
Man.
It was like the big 3-foot long
They put
rabbit.
the rabbit in the cargo.
Did you hear the story?
No, I don't know. I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, there was a rabbit. I think it was in the cargo hold or something like that, and it died. And the owner of that rabbit wanted a full-on investigation and an autopsy and see what happened. Well, the airline cremated the rabbit before any investigation could happen. And so now the owner is going to probably sue this airline, and I think the airline is United. I think it was United. So they beat up their own customers and they killed rabbits.
Why would you bring a rabbit on a plane?
Well, you see, what happened was that the owner of the rabbit sold the rabbit to a high celebrity in Chicago. So they flew the rabbit to Chicago, and during that flight, somehow it died.
What kind of rabbit was it?
It was the world's biggest rabbit. I think it was like 3 foot long. It was huge.
Wow. And okay, so all right, that makes sense. Because I'm thinking of like,
No, not no
you know,
little bunny. Not a little
little
bunny.
bunnies too. It's the little garden bunnies that eat my radishes. I wouldn't mind if they died. JK,
Oh,
I'm joking. I love all animals.
animals are cool. I like animals too. But I think anything else going on in the world?
Um, I did see something. I didn't talk to you about this yet, but there was some reports that came out. It was some type of like ex-Russian official stating that Russia obviously denied it, but they said that they dropped these bombs off of our coast, like not within the US
Mhm.
waters, but like right outside, and they dig themselves into the bottom of the ocean, and Russia or whoever can detonate it, and what it would do is cause major tsunamis on our coasts and wipe out cities. And I don't know how true that is, but
Yeah, I think I
I
know
know that we've
saw
had
something
Russian
to that.
subs.
But
Have you seen anything about that?
I saw something, but I haven't really investigated into it.
I haven't either. I just thought it was interesting, especially since we have, they were chilling out on our coast, not that long ago. It's like, what were they doing anyway, so close to us?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no reason for them to be there.
Right.
Henry, let's go into local news. You got any local news?
Oh, yes, I have a few stories to discuss. Let's see. First of all, Mississippi Weekend, music and history. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, there's plenty on the docket for Mississippi. In Natchez, it's the Natchez Festival of Music. This is the 27th annual festival, and it presents a widely diverse slate of musical events with everything from blues, gospel, and jazz to rock and roll, country, and classical. And to honor those who have contributed to Mississippi's music history, head to South Haven for the annual Mississippi Music Awards. It's a red carpet event presenting a Lifetime Achievement Award to Jerry Lee Lewis, with performances by the 7-time Emmy winner David L. Cook, Aaron Coker Band, Truck Patch Revival, and more. Proceeds benefit the Mississippi Youth Chamber Orchestra. For a look at the sophistication and elegance of Mississippi, join the Past Christian Historical Society for the 39th annual Home Tour and Garden Party. Homes designed by Barry Fox stand tall over the oaks overlooking the Gulf. Okay, that's something. It seems like we always have a lot of stuff going on here in Mississippi. Um, and a lot of really great events, things like that. Okay, storm preparedness could prevent disaster. As we roll into summer, hurricane season is just around the corner. Will kick off in June. How prepared are you for severe weather? Art Aiello, Public Relations Manager for Generac Power Systems, said waiting to get ready may not be in your best interest. The real reason to prepare in advance is because storms are unpredictable and stressful, said Aiello. Using hurricane season last year, for example, most forecasts predicted an average or below average hurricane season. That did not account for Matthew, and Hurricane Matthew knocked out power for about 1 million people. Aiello said the power of preparation is all about getting ready well in advance. He said there are a few things you should consider getting together when you have time to prepare. Those items include food and water supply for you and your family for at least 3 days. This includes pets, medications, generator, first aid kit, flashlights, batteries, weather radio, extra blankets and clothing, contact numbers, and matches. Take a look at whatever backup power supply you might need in the event of emergency, said Aiello. Sometimes it is important, especially if you have small children, that you have the ability to have lights and appliances on in the event of a storm. So, I mean, it's about that time of the year, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when
How
the
prepared
spring
are you?
storms
I mean, I mean, I've lived through many hurricanes.
Well, I'm way up here in North Mississippi, so you know.
So yeah, we was it Matthew that came last year? They had everybody like scared to death, and I mean, we got nothing. I mean, thankfully, but the way they had everybody scared. I mean, our work even shut down. But I'm somewhat of a prepper anyway. Like even not for hurricanes, like I prep for, just whatever, a zombie apocalypse maybe.
Well, when I was gonna say when Katrina hit down here on the coast back in 2005, it came north. You know, the remnants of it came north. Of course, it was just a tropical storm by that time, and it was just basically, and what happened was it did pretty good damage here, way up here. I mean, we're about 4 hours north of the coast, and it came up here, and there was a tree across the street. It knocked that tree down. It was an old tree. Probably that's how powerful the winds were. And it was basically it was probably about a category 3 or category 2 by that time.
Wow, and that's all the way inland? That's crazy.
Coming up, yep, inland, yeah, it knocked a big tree over across the street. Didn't hit anything, fortunately, didn't hit any houses.
Well, that's good.
Didn't hit anybody's car or anything like that. So that was a fortunate thing. So, but yeah, good. I mean, yeah, it is. Okay, now my final local story: Mississippi city named best southern small town. New Albany, Mississippi has been named America's best southern small town by USA Today. The small town was bestowed the honor after a 4-week voting period by the public. New Albany was originally named one of 20 nominations selected by a panel of travel writers and experts. We've got a number of really high-quality independent restaurants. The retail downtown is high-end. Sugary's Bakery is based here, which is quickly becoming a national brand, said Sean Johnson, Director of Marketing and Tourism for the city of New Albany. The town of just over 8,700 beat out Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and Blowing Rock, North Carolina for the top spot. Tim Kent is the city's mayor and agreed with Johnson, stating that the success was due to the area's downtown. I think a lot of it is its atmosphere. A lot of our downtown buildings are full. We have a lot of thriving small businesses, said Kent. I think it's more the atmosphere of the store owners. We've got some boutiques and a lot of out-of-town shoppers. Kent added that one of the biggest reasons for the town's success is its access to the Tanglefoot Trail. The 43.6-mile trail runs from New Albany to Houston, Mississippi, as a haven for cyclists. The top 10 southern towns in America were number 1, New Albany, Mississippi; number 2, Eureka Springs, Arkansas; number 3, Blowing Rock, North Carolina; number 4, Travelers Rest, South Carolina; number 5, Lexington, Virginia; number 6, Madison, Georgia; number 7, Sanibel Island, Florida; number 8, Lewisburg, West Virginia; number 9, Wilson, Arkansas; and number 10, Highlands, North Carolina. So
Lewisburg. Nice.
both of y'all's states made the list.
Yeah.
I've never been to Lewisburg, but I heard it's really nice.
I mean, Florida has. I mean, I'll have to say, most of Florida is beautiful. I mean, I love it. I don't love the heat, but.
Mm-hmm. But I was actually born in Jacksonville, but we only stayed a year there.
Mm.
So.
With your parents in the Navy?
Mm-hmm. Yes. How'd you know that?
Because they have a Navy base there.
Yes, my dad was in the Navy. I was born at NES.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you were only there for a short period of time, normally it's because it's a military family.
Yeah, my dad was born at NES. I mean, I was born at NES, the NES hospital in Jacksonville, on the NES base. So.
I was born in Zephyr Hills.
Okay.
Where the water comes from.
Cool. All right, Shane, what you got for us?
So before I get into my local news, Amy, you're new here. Basically, what local news does is basically bring us together and what's going on with our local community. So I have no idea if you have any local pieces that you want to share with us or not. But I saw a couple here, but one of them is a national piece. Country singer Loretta Lynn had a stroke and is hospitalized.
Oh my.
Yeah. The 85-year-old singer and songwriter was admitted to Nashville Hospital Thursday night after suffering a stroke in her home in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Lynn, on her website, it says she is responsive and is expected to make a full recovery.
I hope so.
That's
You
good.
know, of course, I love the movie Coal Miner's Daughter, one of my favorite movies. You know, of course, her sister is Crystal Gale.
Oh, yeah, Crystal Gale.
Yeah. She's known for the. She had. I don't know if she still has the real long hair, but she used to have real long hair that went down basically to the floor.
I remember a story a while back where some group of guys stole a Crystal Gale tour bus.
Oh my goodness!
I have to look that up and share that with you next week. Mercer County Museum receives a state grant. The Princeton Railroad received a much-needed grant from the state. The museum located along Mercer Street recently received a $2,500 grant from the state fair. The money will be used to help put on multiple education and programming events throughout the year coming up the next month. The museum is hosting West Virginia's 153rd birthday, which is going to include entertainment, food, animals, and fun for the entire family. There's going to be historic reenactors, a petting zoo, and there's going to be a horse and buggy ride, and a trolley ride, and ATV rides. Basically, what the Princeton Railroad Museum is a museum full of railroad items. And there's a little picture right here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
We have a railroad. We have a railroad museum here in Cleveland, Mississippi, and we'd love to go there. You know, we have so much stuff up here in Cleveland that I've never gone to. We have the Grammy Museum here now, which we've had for a year. You know, we got the Railroad Museum. We got all kinds of stuff up here.
And it can't be local news without some kind of stupid criminal.
Oh Lord, yes.
All right, so 2 men was arrested after deputies ruled alleged robbery as an inside job in Mercer County. Mercer County deputies arrested 2 men after they said that an alleged robbery call turned out to be an inside job. The reported incident happened at the KO gas station in Green Valley after 9 p.m. on Monday, May 1st. Detective J.D. Ellison and Christopher Perez was arrested on Christopher Perez was arrested on May 5th, 2017. Roger Murphy Jr., who was a clerk at the store during the time of the incident, was arrested on May 4th. Ellison believes Murphy conspired with his friend Perez. There was about $500 stolen. They are both charged with petty larceny and conspiracy. They were released on a $5,000 bond each. So 2 criminals did a setup for a robbery for $500. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
Nikki's in the chat room. Hey, Nikki.
Hey, Nikki. It's like World's Dumbest Criminals, kind of.
Oh, I love that show.
Oh yeah. I remember. I used to watch that. Yeah. I mean, these people. I mean, yeah, you can tell they're true Einsteins.
All right. I think that's pretty much it. It's going to do for us tonight. I think we covered major stuff. Amy, you're new here. Anything you want to jump in at the last second?
Well, our town, Bellevue, is Founders Day is tomorrow, which we probably will not be attending. Yeah, participate in that kind of stuff. We have a soccer game tomorrow, so we'll be doing that in the morning. But not yesterday, but the day before, we had an Amber Alert, and it was actually a little girl from Marion County. I think it was Denellen, which I live in Marion County, and so an Amber Alert went out, and they actually found the kid safely, thank God, in Missouri, with her parents. I guess the child was in state custody, and the parents lost custody, and so she was in like a foster home, and the mom and the dad, I guess, snatched her up and dipped, and well,
Oh wow.
they got her. They got the child back, and the parents were booked and arrested. Ocala had actually, I work in Ocala. That's the next town up. It's like it's the biggest town in Marion County. But there was several, or we have, I don't know if you guys have Dollar Generals where you are.
Yeah, we got like
Yes.
a ton of them, a shitload
Yeah,
pops
they're
up every.
popping up.
We got a
all
lot
over.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have
Well, this,
two of them just within 5 miles of here. We have 2 of them. We have one
Would
just
be-
just over here.
we have
So, yeah.
3 within 5 miles. They're everywhere. This one particular one, it's not in the greatest part of town, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they were robbed at gunpoint twice in the past week. And and then a Marion County helicopter crashed out in the Ocala National Forest. That was 2 days ago. The pilot was fine from what I understood because on Facebook, I'm part of the group. It's the Ocala Police Scanner. So there's people that that's all they do all day is listen to what's going on over the scanner. So that's how I pretty much know what's going on. Is I'll just hop on there and read what people have got to say about what's going on. Other than that, I mean, nothing major. I mean, not saying people being held at gunpoint's not major. I mean, obviously that is. But
Before we go, a little update for the Russia narrative. Dianne Feinstein
Oh.
has not seen evidence of a Trump-Russia collusion.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep. She was interviewed by CNN's Wolf Blitzard, and he asked her, "Do you have any evidence that there was in fact collusion between Trump and associates and Russia during the campaign?" And she said, "At this time, not at this time."
Yep.
Let me add something to that real quick. I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, maybe y'all will know. It's the guy that took residence in the Trump Tower back in like 04, 05. And I'm assuming that he was friends with Trump. But this guy, y'all know who I'm talking about?
Not really. Not right now.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can find his name. I'll have to maybe update because I can't work this iPad worth crap. Basically, I guess that's how the whole Russian narrative came about, was this guy that Trump was friends with, and the guy lived in the Trump Tower, and he actually had a lot of dealings with Russia. And from my understanding, that's why Obama had him tapped to begin with, not necessarily because of Trump, but because of this guy that was staying in Trump Tower. And I don't know how Trump's relationship and this guy was. I have to look more into it, but I think that's how it all started.
Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can find out what's going on.
Yeah,
and you
I
can tell
will.
us next week.
I have it saved, the website saved on my browser. So when I get off, I'll send you that link so you can read it.
All right, sweet. We have a WordPress now. Thank you, Amy. Amy created us a WordPress.
Cool.
Yeah, and it looks really good. But you're the one who made it look good.
Yeah, I know. And you're the one that created it. I just did the cosmetics for it.
Yes, thank you for that.
I was going to say, if you could send me the link to that.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. And Amy have already posted.
I wrote the first blog post the other day about Trump's 100 days.
Yeah, no, it was great.
I think we have like 17 views now. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
No likes yet. I wish somebody would just thumb it up one time. Just to make me feel better.
Yeah, I've been posting the heck out of it. But as you know, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube is censoring us. So you gotta like, share, comment, subscribe. Do
Yeah,
whatever
we're
you
gonna
can.
do something over that. We'll have to figure out how we're gonna handle that.
Oh yeah. There's a lot going down on this censoring stuff that I probably can find out
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in
we'll
a
have
little
to
bit.
definitely see what we can do about that. So that will
I
be in the
think
works.
I think that's Amy. You can be my eyes and ears and investigate for me.
Okay, yeah, I know a few people.
But that's going to conclude tonight's show. Amy, since you're new, I got to ask you, what did you thought?
Well, this is the first time I've ever done a live stream or a video at all, so it's pretty cool. I was really scared at first just for the fact that people can actually see my face, and I don't know, I get creeped out. Stalkers,
Yeah.
trolls.
Henry, send your stalker over to Amy.
Yeah, no, I don't want your stalker. You can keep your stalker. I don't need any. I'm good.
You're good? All right.
No, but thank you for
Oh, you're
reaching out
welcome.
to me, though.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I will definitely contact you in October because that's when we're going to do the Walking Dead cast. We talk about the Walking Dead. We talked
Yeah.
Walking Dead. We talked
Okay.
Better Call Saul, and we talked Breaking Bad, and we got done with Breaking Bad. But you got to watch Breaking Bad.
Okay, you gotta watch Stranger Things.
I will.
Okay.
How many episodes are in this season?
Not many. I think 8.
8.
It's a Netflix original, and
Yeah.
you know, I think it came out last year, but they have a second season, and it comes out Halloween this year. Which I hate waiting. That's what I hate it. Oh, it drives me crazy. Same thing with Walking Dead. It's like, what can make me wait?
Oh, yeah, you definitely need to come on with Walking Dead because we have another woman, Ellen. She is great. She is great on The Walking Dead as well. We discuss Walking Dead and go in depth.
Yeah,
it was actually Ellen who got you into The Walking Dead, Shane.
Yeah, it was Ellen that got me into Walking Dead. You see, I never watched The Walking Dead, and then every time I always hear everybody, "Oh, I love Daryl," and all this crap. So I started to troll everybody and said, "Daryl's going to die this season. Daryl's going to die this season. Daryl's going to die this season." And then it was around.
Daryl is never gonna die.
Oh, he will die.
I even got some Daryl stocks. It's pretty. Yeah. We have a little Walking Dead collection going on in our house. So.
But it was like around December when I started watching The Walking Dead, and Ellen told me just
December.
This past December, yeah.
Oh my god.
It was 2015, actually.
Oh, really?
Remember,
Yeah.
she also challenged me to watch Jessica Jones at that time.
Yeah, she said to watch the very first season of The Walking Dead. I watched the first season. Then I ended up watching all 6 seasons.
Yeah.
And I got done in time for the season 6 premiere.
Yep.
The half season half of premiere of season 6. And by God, that season finale pissed me off so bad.
Yeah, the cliffhanger.
You didn't like it?
The cliffhanger. I did not like the cliffhanger at all.
I don't like the cliffhangers ever, but that's what they do. That's just how it works.
I know, but it could have been so much better.
Well, that's
could have been so much better.
I agree.
But then I said to myself, if season 7 is going to be like a season 6, I'm never watching again. Dean Morgan came in as Negan, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan came in as Negan, and Negan is absolutely epic. Totally got a little soft spot for Negan.
I hate him.
I love Negan. Negan's great.
Yeah, he is.
I want to stab him in the neck. No.
Is it because he killed Glenn?
Yes.
And Abraham.
Yes.
But I love the way this season ended. This last season, the 7th season. Yeah, it was great.
I knew that one group was shady. Them people are weird.
Yeah, the Garbage Pail Kids. That's what we
call them. Garbage Pail Kids. Ellen
when they released that guy with the horns, I'm like, okay, there's something not right with these people. The spiked, was it a Hellraiser type
Mhm.
looking guy?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Was it Winston?
Is that what they called it?
No,
Was it-
I don't remember what they named him, but that's when they threw Rick down into the pit.
Yeah, the
And they
pit.
just like
What was
nasty
that
thing
guy's
came out
name?
with like spikes on his head.
The
It was
spikes on
terrible.
the head and everything. Yeah, that
Gave me
was so
nightmares.
awesome. That was
That
awesome.
was.
And the name was so hilarious. I think it was like Watson or Winston, and I love that. It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, this October we're going to do Walking Dead, and I am definitely going to have you join in, Amy, because I'd love to have your
I'll
perspective on
definitely
this.
join on that. Yeah.
So I think that's going to do it for us tonight. If you can't wait, tomorrow night between 5 and 9, we're going to do a Bigfoot web conference, and Amy, you're feel free to watch that. After the conference, we're going to do Saul Goodcast, where we discuss Better Call Saul, and Better Call Saul this past Monday was just amazing. We finally get to see Gus and Hector communicating for the very first time, and and Hector coming to Los Porros Hermanos. Oh my God! When they first showed that, I was just out of my seat enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you have to look forward in Breaking Bad. It's just
Okay. Well, I gotta get off of here. I gotta go outside for a minute. But
Okay, Amy.
yeah. All right. And then next Friday would be again with Knox, not mainstream. Amy, you feel free to join us, and hopefully Nikki will be coming in, and Lel, and you can meet them. I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Good night, everybody. God bless America, and God bless Donald J. Trump, President Donald J. Trump.
amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good night.
yeah.